Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelley, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in.
It's another fun and exciting episode here at Hot Flash Chronicles. I know, I'm so excited. I'm Shelley.
I'm Angie.
And today's episode is going to be a little sexy.
Little not suitable for work. Here's what I'm going to say. If you are a family member, particularly an offspring or a parent of one of us, or if it might, like, I don't know, there's some people I'd eke out if I heard them talking about sex.
Yeah.
Maybe don't listen to this one. You might not okay with it. Definitely listen.
It's not that it's going to be bow, chicka, bow.
I mean, but we are going to, like, openly, I'm very sex positive. Like, I think it's like none of us would exist if sex didn't exist. It's a real thing. It's okay to talk about. We're shameless, but I don't want to rack up the therapy bill for my son.
Plus my children, my grandchildren, or my husband.
So just skip this one if, like, we created you or you created us.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend.
Just fast forward. This one is a no-go. But
okay, that being said,
an overview. We're not just going to be talking like this. Is like, ooh, it's time for sexy stirs. It's not that. I'm sorry.
There might be a little bit of that, but not.
There could be a smidgen of that, but it's more like kind of an overview about how the evolution of your sex life, like how it's different when you're 20 and when you're 50 or 60.
Yeah,
in some people,
because it does change.
It does.
It's
supposed to.
Yeah, it's supposed to. And so what are some of the your bigger takeaways as far as how it has changed for you personally over the last 20 years, let's say?
I would say,
or however many years you want to say.
When I was younger, like in my early 20s, I got married very young, but then I got divorced very young.
Same.
So, I think that's a time in your life when you're a woman, when you're just really figuring out like what your feminine wiles are and how you experience.
You're also really worried about like how you look or how you sound or how you like, if I bend that way, it's going to create a role or like I was very worried about like, am I making the right noises? Am I bending the right, like, does this look okay? I was worried about the
look okay.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, it reminds me of that episode.
They don't care.
They don't care. But that episode of Friends where Ross and Rachel end up watching themselves and they're like, oh God, no.
Stop it.
Yeah, I think if we all could really see that, and
I don't want to see that.
Back in the day when I was younger, we did not yet have, a lot of video camera access.
Yeah.
Because it was just, you didn't have phones. Like, you just couldn't, it would have to be a whole production, literally. So thank God I couldn't see it then. That wouldn't have been, no. Probably wouldn't have been.
I have no desire to watch.
But I think at that age,
yeah,
I was like just figuring out who I was and how this all worked. Like, oh, I can do this thing and I can act, like this, and guys like that. And so some of it was just figuring out, honestly, like, how can I weaponize this? I think a lot. I think I think that's how. Like, how could I use this to my advantage?
I don't think I have ever thought, like, do you know what? I bet I could get that new table. Or, like, I never thought, like, I could get a new car if I do that.
Oh, I have absolutely thought that.
Interesting. That is funny.
But
no shade. We don't judge.
We don't judge. I'm just being honest. Like, I didn't understand that there was power in it. And I'm not saying that the power should be abused, which is what I was thinking when I was 20. But there is... We women have to draw from their strengths. And I think for some women, their sexuality and how they parlay that is very much about where they can go in life and where they can be. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. It is not wrong to use anything you have to your advantage.
Yeah.
So if you feel good about yourself and you're confident and you know that is what you are good at, absolutely. Like, that is a strength.
Also, I feel like sex when you have small children is almost something you have to, like, schedule.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, no. Like, you're just always so exhausted when you have little kids. So then you're like, the irony is then you get to, like, the empty nester phase and you're older and things don't work quite how they used to.
No.
And it's different. So now you have all this freedom to, like, we can have sex on the kitchen table, but That doesn't sound. That's it. That is kind of painful.
I have to go.
I need cushion. I would need a chiropractic adjustment. Like that.
I am built for comfort. Now
we both had kids early, so we didn't have that like let's frolic naked in the kitchen in our 20s because we both had kids early. Yeah, exactly. So I think that it's interesting that how the timeline shifts as far as how many opportunities there are.
Yeah,
and even though we have more opportunities now, it's like we had talked about this right about before we started recording, is like your libido changes as you age, where it's like not as much of a priority for like.
Well, there's biological reasons. Sure, that actually happens. And in menopause for women, there's a lot of hormonal stuff going on. So I think that was the biggest surprise to me about menopause was like, especially when I was about halfway through it, like my sex drive just tanked. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Because I was never like that. And then you go back to like when you're in your 20s and 30s and your body biologically
like rabbits, like
the time
like never stop. It's like
create.
How many times in a day can we do that?
It's just like such a big change, and then you kind of settle out. Like in my 30s, I still had that libido and everything, but I was just so damn tired because I was working full time, and
tiredness plays a lot into it, doesn't it?
It's like,
but it's funny because it's really not like, unless you're having like a real gung ho session, it's really not that much. Like
I can
like it doesn't have to be like an acrobatics competition happening. Like
thank God,
I know, right? Like you don't have to do 17 positions to. And
if there's any men flashers out there, I'm sure maybe there are at least two. I'm going to tell you something that's very important that I think most women will probably agree with me on. And that part where you're just slamming it in.
I thought we were not going like that. Maybe not the hand gestures.
Sorry. That part where it's just repetitive.
Yep.
It's not the important part to us as much. So it doesn't have to go on for a really, really, really.
But I feel like, okay, devil's advocate, I feel like it's important for them. Because that's what
sometimes
creates the friction that gets them, right?
I understand that part. And
I mean, I don't
get that. Some of them will say things like, well, I'm doing this for you. I think, I want this to be really good for you. Well, that's not the thing. And this is the thing is what's good for me, what's good for you, what's good for her can all be very wildly different.
Yeah, it's that interesting.
If one person liked that thing, doesn't mean another person will, because maybe somebody does like that thing for 20 minutes in a row.
It's so interesting how different we all are wired to where, like, when you have different partners, it's like you have to kind of feel comfortable having that conversation
about what,
like, do you like this? Like, does this feel better or this? And it's like a learning curve. But up until, I think it's maybe in the last 15 years, I was very afraid to vocalize what I wanted. Like, I was very like, well, I don't want to sound like too needy or too like whatever. And it's like, I'm just not going to say anything. And it's like, I'm sure it'll be good enough. Right?
Yeah. I think men actually really, and women, this is a man and a woman thing. I think they really appreciate you giving them a cut to the chase.
Right. There's a little roadmap to me and what I like. Like, I know lots of people like different things. This is what I like.
I had a girlfriend of mine tell me once that she goes, I have a go-to move. She goes, I have a go-to move. And I'm like, you do? And she explained to me what her go-to move was. And I'm like,
well, you have to share it.
So every man, it was something to do with oral sex. Every man is like that. And she's like, yes, every one of them. And I'm like, oh, because I've never had, like, I've tried to have a go-to move. Believe me, I've tried.
I was trying to figure out what it would be.
It was something she did with her tongue.
Oh, okay.
Some tongue thing. And I was like, because I've, like, had guys say things about the tongue thing that were like, no, I don't like that. That's too intense. Or I can't believe that all men, she was with a few different guys. No judgment. Be with as many as you want. Yeah. But I'm like, we
don't slut shame here on the Hot Flash Chronicles. No slut shaming your either gender.
Never. Nope. But it's just like, I think it's healthy to have conversations because here's the thing. The bottom line, I want to leave that interaction with an orgasm. I just do.
Have you ever been a fake orgasmer? Yeah, same.
And I regret it.
Yeah.
Because if I would have...
I did that when I was young.
Yeah, not older. When I was older, I was like,
it's like, what am I even here for if I'm going to lie to you?
Easy steps to getting me there.
I have it take 20.
I have it just laminated and I hand it out. But
you'll receive it in the mail ahead of time of our appointment. Like doctor's appointment papers, like sign this release.
Yeah.
Here's a PDF of the roadmap of Shelley.
Yeah. Here's how you get there quick. Here's a quick detour. But when I was younger, though, I was like, I just want this to be over now, and it's not going to happen. I can tell, and I can't tell them that they're doing it wrong.
So mine wasn't, well, I'm sure occasionally it was to get it over with. It was more like I wanted them to feel like they were doing a good job.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that made me feel like a fun partner for them to be with.
Yeah, sure.
So it was like, oh, they're going to feel like better about themselves. Like it's its own little affirmation. Yeah. But then it was like, but wait, if this is somebody that you're going to continue to sleep with, they're going to think that thing they did is a button.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep doing it. It's not happening for you. And it's like, oh, why did they do that?
And then if you try to correct it, they're like, but you always used to.
You loved it when I.
Yeah. So
I never loved that.
So don't, if you're young, if you're in your 20s.
Don't do it. Do yourself a favor.
Be comfortable.
Yeah. Instead of faking it, just say, do you know how to, and you got to know how, like, you have to know your own buttons. Like, do you know what really is going to, cherry on top is like, do this thing. And it's okay to give a roadmap. I would love if I was out, having new partners, which I will never again. I would love to have a roadmap of like, these are the things that I like, PDF would be great. That almost would give me a little bit of a big red flag.
App now for this. Who knows? How to their app. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe we'll make that app. I don't know. But I think the honesty and the communication are super important. And the thing that I've found over time, especially now that I'm older, is for me now, sex is so much more of a comforting and bonding thing. Whereas when I was younger, it was a horny, I need to do this, kind of get it out of there.
There's a real, it's a beautiful thing when you have somebody that you're so comfortable with.
Yes.
Where you can not have to put on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you can take it slow or fast or do whatever you want, or just say, this is exactly what I need. Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm not going to put a ton of effort in, but you go right.
Nah.
I'm going to phone this one in, but have a good time. Like, I'm here to.
Yeah. But no, and I think it's great when you get to a point in a relationship with somebody where you can have that kind of honesty and you recognize that sex is still a very important thing and an important part of your relationship.
Yes.
But it's morphed more into the intimacy, the connection, the bonding, and it's not so much about horny, I need to...
Would you stop with it?
No.
So those of you listening, she's like banging her fist into her hand, and I'm like, it's a lot. There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot. Thank God our children and other people that we...
Yeah, please tell me that you stopped listening, Mom and Dad, please.
Yeah.
Please don't listen. Yes.
Don't be here for this part. But apparently that is my go-to gesture. Yeah.
Good to know.
But just have those conversations, and I think that solves like 90% of any kind of problem you're having in a relationship of any sort, not just a sex problem, but it's about talking about real feelings.
Or like being wooed or having foreplay or having like those things that like for me, unless it's like we got 20 minutes, like let's get the show on the road. Like the foreplay, that intimacy is such a comforting thing. I think women are so much more emotionally attached.
Yeah.
Not that men aren't, but like we need that, like just
I think that's where
gut feeling of love. Like
prefer 45 minutes of foreplay and 5 minutes of penetration.
Yeah.
That would probably be a fair assessment, is everything builds up to that moment. So that's the other thing, is I need that warming up period, or whatever you want to call it, getting into it, is the foreplay and the making out and the kissing and the touching and laughing and having the little conversations and flirting. And that's what leads into the final accumulation where you just have the sex.
Right.
When it just starts with sex, I don't love that. I need more than that now.
That's like 22-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah,
kind of stuff.
There's such a difference.
Speaking for myself, not like no shade, but like that was I would have accepted that if I was like much younger. Yeah. But now I'd be like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, come on.
Right.
Like you gotta. Yeah. It's a journey. You're getting right to the final
thing. It's not just the guy needs to do anything. That is a give and a take, where you both do the things for each other that you know each other.
Have you ever burst into like a laughing fit mid-sex? Like that is the funniest thing to me, is if like one of you says something off the wall and it just doesn't quite land and you go into a laughing fit and it's like, what, do we stop and laugh and restart, or do we just keep going while we're laughing? Like, are you okay? Like, is that going to do anything to the, you know, like, are you okay? Are we? Sometimes if we laugh, like, I'm not laughing at you. I hope all of your body parts know that this is just a funny moment that we're sharing.
Sometimes it's like a lot of times I start laughing, and maybe it's because I know, it's supposed to be romantic and serious, but noise
for me, it's like the dogs.
Yeah, a dog looking at you or something.
Oh, we don't allow the dogs in the bedroom especially during that time. Yeah. No.
But sometimes they push their way in. But the noises that happen sometimes are just funny. Like, they're not sexy noises. And I'll just start laughing. I'll get giggles because I'm like, this is taking me out of my mental place.
Right. And we need a mental place. Like, I mean, I feel like I do.
Concentrate a little.
Yeah. You have to think, if you're going to like hit climax, you got to have your head in the game. You can't be thinking about like, I forgot to pick up the dry cleaning. Like, I can't let my mind and I have ADD, so that's like, focus, Angie, focus. Yeah.
You're having sex right now, remember that? Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, goodness. Where am I?
Hello, sir.
That is what's happening. Hello, sir. Yeah, it's just very different. Yeah, every decade has kind of been different, but all of it has been about, really, it's the journey of me learning about me. Right. And things that I like, or things I used to think I liked, they can change. Like stuff you didn't like when you were 20, like you can absolutely like now. Right. It's like being open to, you're going to evolve in your sexuality just like you evolve in all these other parts of your personality. And I've just gotten so much more comfortable. I'm in a very comfortable place now in who I am as a woman. And for me, that's made the sex stuff just a lot more enjoyable, a lot less pressure. I'm not doing the, what can I get for this? You know,
you're not using it as a weapon.
It's not weaponized. It's no longer weaponized.
I don't think I've ever withheld sex as a punishment in any relationship. I don't think it's been like, you have access denied. Like, I don't think I've ever done that.
No. Yeah. I have refused to talk to someone, but still had sex with them. It's like, we're not going to talk.
Makeup sex is great, too.
I think they preferred that.
Makeup sex is great.
When I wasn't talking to them and they could just have sex with me. That was one of my exes.
Do you know what was interesting for me, talking about how it changes, is I had a hysterectomy like 14 years ago. And it's like, I still have my ovaries, like TMI, sorry. But they take your cervix. And that's a big part of the pleasure center. And it's like, and my doctor warned me, like, this is going to change how it feels. And I'm like, what? How? And she's like explaining to me that they have to take the cervix because I was at risk for cervical cancer. And she was like, we just put like a cap on there. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, I was, what? Like, you're putting a hat on, like, what? Hat? And she was right. It totally changed. Yeah. Like, I had to relearn what felt good. Yeah. It was wild. Like, oh, that feels totally different
than it used to. Yeah.
And not in a good way. But I just had to relearn, like, oh, there's still things that are very pleasurable, but especially if this is happening, like, it's not
that move.
Well, I mean, I'm just making you feel better for doing it twice. But it's like, there's nothing there to, yeah. So that was a really interesting transition for me when I had that, because it just changed dramatically how it felt.
Well, and here's the thing is, like, for most of us, that those kind of things are going to happen. Like, your health can change. There can be all kinds of things that impact.
Like my car accident.
Yes.
Like, I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And it was like, it took a while to figure out, like, how to maneuver. Like, my hips don't work. Like, how are we going to make this work? Like, and thank God I'm married to a saint of patience.
Yeah.
That was able to be really...
I had that same thing when I had really bad hip bursitis. I was having to get injections, and this hip bursitis went on for it was well over a year, and there was very little sex during that year.
Yeah.
And it was mostly because I was in such pain every day I couldn't even imagine. So that's the part where you're in a long-term relationship with somebody. And my husband too, he was a saint, during that time. We absolutely understood. And, things can happen with men too, where one of my ex-husbands was diabetic, severely diabetic, and he started having issues with, being able to get an erection. And this is something that happens to
lots of men. I would say most men have that, a saint.
And at some point, and that's why, you have this relationship, when you're in a loving relationship, you guys know you're going to go through.
You can have that conversation.
Yeah, you're going to go through changes together.
Yeah, when I had my accident, it was oof. I was in therapy after my accident because it was horrific. It was, the guy was going over 100 when he hit me. It was a horrific, life-changing, life-altering thing. And I had a lot of PTSD. And I had told my therapist one day, I'm really afraid to have sex. And she was like, why? And I started talking through it just because I was afraid it was going to further damage my hips.
Yeah.
And we're 3 months, I think, outside of the accident. So she said, on your next session, can you bring your husband here? So she brought him in, and then we were able to have a really open conversation about the fears that I had. And then he was able to express that he was okay with, figuring out modifying, that he was going to be patient and everything. And that was really we were newlyweds when that happened.
Yeah.
So it's that was really a pinnacle point in our marriage to where it was I knew you were the right guy. But it took a lot of patience on his part to let's figure out, because it's going to be totally different.
Yeah. And I think that is the evolution of, growing up, growing into these different phases. And when you're married to someone, if this is your person and they're going to be your person for the rest of your life, your relationship, your romantic relationship, your sexual relationship is going to, every decade that passes, it's going to change and grow in different ways. Sex can always be a part of that relationship, but it definitely is going to be different.
You have to modify it, and that's okay. It evolves just like we evolve. I have hearing aids now. I can't do that position where your shoulders are up behind your ear. It's just, let you evolve.
Just figure it
out. There's a way to do it.
There are modifications you tend to have to make as you get older. You cannot swing from the chandelier anymore. I mean, you can try. And if you do, would you please video that? Because we've been running. You need to send that in. And we should play that for everyone. But it's you just have to kind of accept that it's going to change, but you're going to own it, and you're still going to make it fun and sexy in your own way with whoever.
And I would encourage you to be open to your partner talking to you about what they're needing, because if they feel like you're a safe space to land and that they're able to speak freely, then that's going to help both of you. But if you're coming at it, which I have done so many times, where it's well, I don't want to vocalize that because they might take it a certain way. It's that's I would rather know if my husband needed me to do something different than just keep doing it and he's either not enjoying it or it's hurting him or whatever. So I would encourage you to not only speak up for what you want, ask your partner hey, is this still working? Or do you like this? Can we try something new? Is there anything on the table or off the table? Not on the table.
I think it's really easy. You can get on a slippery slope of, if they're saying they want to try something new or different, it can make you feel oh my gosh, I haven't been doing this thing.
Yeah.
I'm inadequate. Or what if I don't want to do that thing? And it's it's normal for people to, especially when they get more comfortable with you, they might say something that makes you a little uncomfortable. They might reveal a fantasy or a thing.
Right. And it's okay to say no. I'm not comfortable doing that. You get to put boundaries on what you enjoy.
Yeah. And sometimes people just want to talk about stuff, and it isn't even necessarily something they actually really want to do. They just want to voice it without judgment. Tell a story, tell a fantasy. And, I think being open to those things and realizing it's not really personally against you, sometimes, like, I'm sure that Angie has had some Jason Momoa fantasies that,
Not when I'm currently, not like when I'm in the moment.
No.
I've never like thought about somebody else while I was having sex with a different person. I've never.
No.
Yes, I definitely don't just not think about summoning him.
And someday you might tell your husband like a Jason Momoa fantasy or something like that. He probably hears about them all the time.
He does. He's very patient.
So it's like if my husband thinks somebody is attractive and he tells me that, I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me because there's men out there that I think are attractive.
I felt like an asshole because I asked Jeff once, like, because I had like a laminated like 20-person list, including the whole Seattle Seahawks team.
Yeah, that's
and I was like, "Who are your?" And he was like, "Nobody." And I was like, "Well, now I'm the asshole that like, no, you have."
I had some like that.
I'm like, "What about Kate Beckinsale? Like, what about I'm giving off all these names," and he's like, "Yeah, she's cute, I guess." And I'm like, "You got to give me at least 5 names, like, or else I'm just gonna feel like the biggest jerk, ever."
Yeah, I mean, my husband will come up with one in a pinch, but I don't know if it's just that he's not comfortable or if he's really that picky. He's British, so it absolutely could be that his.
And I have a tip for if your libido is dipped to where you're like, "Oh, I can't really be bothered." At least for me, it works. If I start reading like some romance novels, some smutty stuff, Jake will actually, he's like, "What are you reading right now?" It's like, you are just,
are you reading?
For me, like for days, I'm just like pawing at him. And he's like, "Oh, she's reading one of those books."
Yeah.
He can tell because that will because their brain, when you're reading it, it can't, they can't differentiate between fantasy and reality. Just like if you think of a lemon, your mouth will fill it.
Oh my God.
Fill with saliva. Yeah. So your brain can't always extrapolate what's fantasy and like what's actually happening. So when you're reading it, your body is like envisioning you in those scenarios. So it's like, we need an outlet. And it's like, get in here, So he can tell if I've been reading like a really randy novel.
If you are in your late 40s or, mid 40s and you're in that perimenopause.
It's normal for it to dip.
It is normal. It's part of what's going to happen no matter how randy of a little horny rascal you are. Yeah, it does change. And for a while, I felt really bad about that. And then I kind of read up a lot on it and just realized this is really part of the process. And I just need to more actively put myself in a place that makes me feel sexy or sexual. And it's just not something I used to have to do, but now I do. And it works just fine. It's just a new thing to learn.
I had a male friend once ask, like, how are we supposed to know what you guys like? How are we supposed to know what you want? Like, there's so many little, like, it's like a spider web of like, but this didn't, like, and I said, I have some really good advice for you. Go read a trashy novel. That's what we like. Like just a few pages. Like porn is not what we want. That's what you guys want. Read a romance novel that has like a love story. And when they talk about like all the things they're doing, that's usually the stuff. Yeah. That's why we like them. That's why we like them.
Novels have a lot of buildup, a lot of foreplay, and a lot of making out, and a lot of...
Which is exactly what we were saying. Yeah.
Glances exchanged and stuff.
Did I just give you a heated glance?
I did.
Thank you.
It was a little bit of a heated glance.
Thank you. I received that with gratitude.
You're welcome.
There's a snippet for the...
If you like a heated glance from one of us...
Sorry, Meg.
Drop a line.
No, that was just for me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm giving that to everyone.
Okay, I was trying to weaponize it again. I'm sorry.
Don't weaponize.
I was trying to make it. Okay. But... So, anyway, the romance novels, yes, it's a roadmap. And, but I think it's just part of our natural evolution as we age is to, but you do have to make an effort to keep it alive and to keep it interesting and to keep it fun for you and for them. So, and it can all be done.
Yeah.
For real. And I actually like the more comfortable, relaxed approach that I have about it now.
Lazy Sunday morning.
Yeah. It's so relaxing.
Lazy Sunday morning.
It's nice. I don't have to have it 17 times a month anymore. It's like 4 times a month is fine or whatever. There's no wrong or right number. It can be way more than that. It can be way less. It's just what you and your partner, how you express that for each other. And if you're not doing it very much at all, that's fine too.
So
as long as you're both happy, like there's no right or wrong to any of this.
Right.
It's you figuring it out. And it's an important part of your life.
Yeah. So I think the takeaways are be communicative. Like explain what you're wanting, find out what your partner's wanting, make sure that you're on the same page, advocate for yourself. There's no shame in whatever level of strenuous, whatever you can do. Like, as long as you're in agreement with your partner, like sex is fun, sex is a bonding experience, sex is healthy. It's
something you need.
It's a primitive need that we have, and it's okay. And go forth and not procreate. Copulate. That's the one. I was like, not procreate. I can't procreate anymore. So go forth and frolic with your loved one.
Fun.
And we hope you...
Maybe you shouldn't write us about that. I usually say, drop us a line and tell us about... Probably not.
I feel like, no, that could be this could be a safe space.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If you want to, go ahead and do that. Sure. Or just tell us whatever age you're at right now, what makes you feel good about yourself? What makes you feel sexy?
Or if you had any takeaways from this.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for listening. We love our flashers. No more of this. And thank you so much for listening. And we will see you next time. Bye. Ciao.
That's a wrap on this episode. If you laughed, related, or just need more, hit subscribe.
Check out the show notes to find us on socials and YouTube, and join our Patreon for exclusive extras.
And remember,
we're still hot, just in flashes.